Companies taking advantage of serverless architecture became the majority in 2022. Now, whether you're part of that majority or not, you've probably heard of the benefits. And a big one is on a lot of people's minds right now: efficiency. A big part of what I do at Slalom is help in the creation of accelerators for software development. Now, that word can be easily overloaded. So when I say accelerators, I mean materials, resources, and templates for the creation of a new project really fast. We think of it as more than just a piece of automation, but as a codification of best practices and standards in a very repeatable way. Based on our experience in building production applications, we set out to build our first serverless accelerator using AWS services, including Amazon API Gateway, Lambda, DynamoDB, SNS, SQS, EventBridge, and many other services in the AWS serverless family. Why serverless? You're truly only paying for what you use. You're not paying for the idle time on cold servers, which is a real game changer when you consider that by some reports, an organization's cloud spending can be up to 1/3 of waste. We can really reduce that waste with use of serverless architecture in efficient ways. Let's walk through some of the best practices for realizing those benefits. Serverless development enables an approach for building software in a way that makes testing faster and easier when done right. This helps a team build quality in from the start, in an approach that we say we're moving quality activities to the left, meaning earlier in the process. Reducing cycle time is a major factor in cost savings for cloud spending as well. And we define cycle time as the time it takes to go from concept of an idea to deploy out to production that feature. We can reduce that time with use of serverless architecture and patterns that we can play into being able to quickly iterate. Local emulation on a developer's machine also helps developers iterate in the most effective way to get that through the pipeline. My favorite part is that you can create testable feature branch deployments for a team to use for interactive exploratory tests before you've merged code, helping you again bring some of those quality activities earlier in the process, moving them to the left, and ensuring a higher confidence in what you're deploying out to production. Serverless architecture enables this approach because it's so cheap to deploy out a new API Gateway, Lambda, DynamoDB table. You're not paying for any of that, which means you can easily have dozens of those all deployed out and testing multiple different feature branches across your team of many different developers. Using a build once, deploy anywhere strategy is another means for reducing cost and increase efficiency. By executing your build process only once and then allowing those build artifacts to be promoted to higher environments, because that build process in serverless architecture can be done in a way that's agnostic to any environment. So you know that that artifact has already been tested before it goes to production. Observability and monitoring can be more real-time and fine-grained, providing ability for operations teams to respond faster to production issues. This is on top of the high availability and resilience that's provided by the AWS services themselves. When done right, serverless architecture can be the most cost-effective way to build and run modern software solutions in a cloud-native environment. Our serverless accelerator is an opinionated approach that defines the processes, infrastructure, and operations of serverless applications. It includes diagrams, documentation, developer instructions, and working code scaffolding packaged up in one reusable asset so that teams can start building new features right away when they start a new project. For our customers, that means that you can get about 8 weeks of development right out of the box on day one during sprint 0, which really drives down the time and cost of initiating new development for a project while maintaining high quality standards. At Slalom, we're a global consulting company. When using accelerators, we're working side by side with you to help implement them in a process of co-building. Then we help reinvest the time and money saved back into more meaningful work. Today, we have more than 20 accelerators across all major platforms, including AWS, and hundreds of customers who have used those accelerators. The serverless accelerator is special because we've seen over and over again teams realizing these efficiencies to be able to focus more on business value in their software solutions. And that's exciting to me.